Dear students, welcome to a new chapter, Triangles. Triangles, it is a polygon with 3 sides and 3 angles. At first, we will see the classification of triangles. Triangles are classified in 2 ways. First one, based on the angles. Based on the angles, we have 3 different triangles. They are, first one, acute triangle. Second one is a right triangle, and the third one here is an obtuse triangle. Let us see more details about this. Acute triangle is a triangle with 3 acute angles. So we will have 3 acute angles, which means all the 3 angles are less than 90 degrees. In a right triangle, you can see that there is one right angle and the other 2 are acute angles again. Only one right angle. And other 2 are acute angles. Now, what about obtuse triangle? One obtuse angle. And again, we have 2 acute angles. So these are the 3 different types of triangles based on the angles. Now let us see the second classification of triangles based on sides. Based on sides also, we have 3 types of triangles. First one is equilateral triangle. Second one is isosceles triangle. And the third one is a scalene triangle. Equilateral triangle is, from the word itself, all sides are equal. If one of the side measures 5 centimeters, all the 3 sides will be 5 centimeters. And when you go in detail, we can see that if all the 3 sides are equal, all the 3 angles are also equal, and each one of them must be equal to 60 degrees. So once again, equilateral triangle have 3 equal sides and 3 equal angles, and each of the angle will measure 60 degrees. Next one is isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle, it's a rhyming word with eyes. We have 2 eyes, so 2 sides are equal. From the shape, it's clear. 2 sides are equal. This side is of different measurement. So isosceles triangle is a triangle with 2 equal sides. So we also have 2 equal angles. The angle measurement differs from triangle to triangle, but these 2 base angles will be same. Now, scalene triangle, as the word says, to see the measurement of each side, we have to use a scale. Each of the side will be of different measurement. Scalene triangle with 3 different sides and 3 different angles. Once again, the triangles are classified based on sides. First one, equilateral triangle, all 3 sides are equal. Isosceles triangle, 2 sides are equal. Scalene triangle, no sides are equal. Let's move on to congruence. Congruent figures are figures that have same size and shape. Can you pause here and figure out few examples from your surroundings where figures are congruent? Hope you get the answer. Take some A4 sheets. All A4 sheets have the same size and shape, so they are congruent. Another example is your textbook. New textbook of mathematics of grade 9. All of them have the same size and shape. Another example, when 100 students draw squares, each one of them 6 centimeters, all the squares will be of same size and shape. So these are all examples of congruent figures. Now here there are 2 triangles given to you. Are these 2 triangles congruent? I would say the information given here is not enough to say that the triangles are congruent or not, because it is clear that 3 angles of both of them are equal. but we are not given any information about the sides. So here the answer is not enough information. Let us see more examples. When can you say that two triangles are congruent? So we can say from the definition of congruence, two triangles are congruent if they have same size and shape. Size of a triangle is measured using the sides of the triangle, and shape of the triangle is defined using the angles of the triangle. So we can say two triangles are congruent if all the three sides of both the triangles are equal and all the three angles of both the triangles are equal. Let us see in detail. Here we have two triangles, triangle LMN and triangle PQR. Are these two triangles congruent now? Yes, exactly, because you can see both of these angles are 60. We have both 65, both 55. Again, sides are 4 on both the sides, 5 on both the sides, and 6 on both the sides. Now the next question is, how can you say mathematically these two triangles are congruent? First triangle, you can write it in any way. If you want to write M and L, it's okay. If you want to write L and M, it's okay. So first, let me write L, M, N. Congruent to. How do we write the symbol of congruence? First, we write an equal sign and then a wave at the top. So this is the symbol of congruence. An equal sign and a wave. So triangle LMN is congruent to triangle. Now we have to be careful. First angle is L, which is 60. So we have to choose what is 60 from here, which is P. So first it should be P. Next angle is M, which is 65. So we have to go to 65, which is Q. Next angle here is 55, which is N. So here 55 is R. So this is how you can write that triangles are congruent. And how do we read it? Triangle LMN is congruent to triangle PQR. Let us see another example. ABC and DEF. Are these two triangles congruent? Yes, because we have 50 on both of them. 40 is also common and 90 is common. And the sides, this cross marks shows that they have the same measurement. One cross on the first one is the same as the one cross on the second triangle. Here 2 and the last one is 3. So these two triangles are congruent. Now how do you name it? Or how do we write it mathematically? As I told you, first one can be written as you like. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle. Next, we have to be careful. First letter is A. A is 50. What is 50 on the second triangle? F. So first we have to write F. Second letter is B, which is 90 degree. And here B is E. So next letter is E. Now the third letter is C. C is 40 degree and D is 40 degree. So we can read it as triangle ABC is congruent to triangle FED. Now let us see more details, how to name and how to understand they are congruent or not. Are these two triangles congruent? Again, what was the rule for congruence? You have to see three sides and we have to see also three angles of both the triangles. Here we have 40 for both of them, 110, 30, and each one is having 1 cross, 2 cross, and 3 cross, which means all the three sides are equal and all the three angles are equal for both these triangles. So these two triangles are congruent. Now let's practice how to write the congruence. So first triangle, as we said, we can write it in any order. So LMN, triangle LMN is congruent to triangle. Until here you can just write so simple. Now you have to be careful. First letter is L, which is 40. Which one is 40 on the second triangle? R. So first we have to write the letter R. Next letter is M, which is 110. So here 110 is Q. And the last letter is N, which is 30 degree, and here 30 degree is P. And how do we read it? Triangle LMN is congruent to triangle RQP. Great. Let's move on to more examples. It's given that two triangles are congruent. These two triangles are congruent. How do we write it? So, as we said, first we can write triangle PQR. PQR congruent to triangle. Until this stage, we can just write it so fast. Now we have to be careful. Which two angles are equal? P. First letter is P. The letter here P, which is the same as this angle, which is B. Next, we have a larger obtuse angle, which is Q, which is the same as A there. And now the last letter is R, which is marked here. Let us mark it by 2, then. So it is C. How do we read it? Triangle PQR is congruent to triangle BAC. Now, if these two triangles are congruent and they are given to you, what can you understand more from these two shapes? Which means, which parts are equal? These two triangles are equal, so we can write the first angle P is equal to angle B. So we write angle P is equal to angle B. Second one, angle Q is equal to angle A. And the last one, angle R is equal to angle C. And we usually write it as congruence, not exactly as equal, we write it as congruent. These are the first three parts. Next, we also can write about the sides. Side PQ, first two sides. PQ is the same as BA. So we write side PQ. How do we write side PQ? With a line segment. Is congruent to side BA. The next one is side QR is the same as side AC. QR is congruent to side AC. And the last one is the first letter with the last letter, PR with BC. Side PR is congruent to side BC. So, what we understand from this example, when two triangles are congruent, all the three corresponding angles are equal and all the three corresponding sides are equal. This is called corresponding parts of congruent triangles, and it can be abbreviated as CPCT. Once again, corresponding parts of congruent triangle, which means if you have two triangles congruent, we can see three corresponding angles are equal and three corresponding sides are also equal. This is the meaning of CPCT, corresponding parts. Now, so we learned that we have to see three sides of a triangle should be equal to the other three sides, and three angles of both of them should be equal. To be specific, we don't have to find all the three sides and three angles of a triangle to say that they are congruent. That's why we have few theorems which will help us to find the congruence between two triangles. For that, we have four different areas. SAS criterion, which means two sides and one angle. We don't have to see all the six parts. We have to see two sides and an angle, which means three parts only. That is criteria number one. Another one is ASA, which is clear from here. Two angles and one side. We have to compare only three parts. Another one is SSS. All the three sides are equal to all the three sides of the other triangle, then they are congruent. And the last one is RHS. In a right triangle, if the hypotenuse and one of the side is equal, they are congruent. These are the details of this chapter, and we will come to it one by one in the next periods. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a good day.